James Kaufman, World News Report today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're currently in a geomagnetic storm caused by coronal mass ejection, and none of the KP indexes indicate it. I'm guessing that the next 3-hour barter drop on each of them will in fact put us in a G1, perhaps even G2 geomagnetic storm. But again, we are currently in a geomagnetic storm, which has just started. We first saw it a few hours ago on our Discover satellite and on our ACE satellite that are 1 million miles above Earth. And it takes about 40 minutes for those type of events to reach Earth. So that would explain, well, why we're not seeing a geomagnetic storm on the KP index, although the next 3-hour barter drop, which should drop in about 1 hour at 4 Central Time, and that will be the telltale as far as the geomagnetic storm we're currently in. Let's get some more information. Now, we just had a really double wicked M flare, and there's probably Earth components to it. It's actually from 2 different sunspots. The second one, a sympathetic eruption from the first one. These sunspots are highly connected. I'm going to show y'all that event. It is spectacular. NOAA's calling the first M flare a 6.8 magnitude M flare, and the second one a 6.5 magnitude M flare. Some pretty good explosions and associated coronal mass ejections that should again be affected toward Earth. Now, this is only the first of the 2 explosions. The second one came from here. This one would probably be most geoaffective towards Earth. The second one may be a little bit too far towards the limb, although that is where our geomagnetic connection to the sun is, that outgoing limb. So we'll have to see. The other one happened so quickly, I can't believe they missed it, but we will show it to you. All right, headed over to spaceweatherlive.com. We see those last 2 M flares, the 6.8 here, peaked at 1811, and the 6.5 here, peaked at 1859. And you can see it was one after another. Bam, bam. I would call this a sympathetic solar flare. We have another M flare down here. This was generated by 4479, as I indicated, and the second was generated by 4478, a little lower, closer to the limb. We had 4480 generated an M1.4. We'll show you all those. And we can see by the colors here, 4479 is a Delta class sunspot still, whereas 4478 has become a little bit more simple and is a beta gamma sunspot now. Now, an honorable mention down here is a M1.2. It was really late last night, right about 6:15, 6:12 Central Time last night. And we'll wait and see, but maybe the second flare will be more geoaffective towards Earth. 4479 looks like it's awful close to that outgoing limb. 4480 also produced that M flare. It is very close to that outgoing limb. Again, although that's where our geomagnetic connection to our sun is. 4478, well, that flare will most probably be geoaffective towards Earth. We have a new sunspot they just named, 4481. So there's a total of only 4 sunspots on the Earth-facing side of our solar disk. All right, we have STO 193 angstroms. We will put solar ultraviolet imager from GOES 19 in play. It's almost the same angstroms. Well, I think 193 versus 194. Here we see that coronal hole. I don't think it was geoaffective towards Earth. We see another coronal hole that's forming here that very well could be geoeffective towards Earth in a few days, or more than a few days after it's pointed towards Earth. We see our 3 active sunspots here. And I guess it's the sunspot they named right there, although maybe they should take a look at this area as well. All right, over to our Space Weather Prediction Center from NOAA. Well, we haven't been hit by all this plasma quite yet. I think we have been hit by some plasma. They've changed this so many times. It's like a double impact of some sort. And that should have already come and probably gone. We're going to take a look at the real data. This is just a forecast. Please note, in the forecast, it's a glancing blow. Well, that's not a glancing blow. That is a glancing blow, and this will be a glancing blow. It's like it's headed in for tomorrow. All right, taking a quick look at NOAA's KP Index Cruise forecast. Breakdown from July 3rd today through July 5th. They have a storm hitting later, so it still might arrive. I said the next shooter drop might be it. So they have it up to a G2 here and going into tomorrow with a G2 as well. We haven't even seen a G1 yet. I will keep you apprised. But I do see it on Discover and Ace inbound, so I won't be surprised, I guess. And they're talking about a third CME over here. It's going to impact late on the 5th. And, of course, we did get both explosions for you. First one will come from here, and the second will come from here. Let's take a look at what that looks like. There's number 1 right there, and then number 2 right there. I think we got them pretty good. You can see that there was a coronal mass ejection emitted. The second one just doesn't look like it's going to be Earth effective. Let's see if we can see anything from the first one. Yeah, it's going to be questionable in the first one still. All these sunspots, all 3 of these are very active. Take one last look. There's a good chance that that did create a coronal mass ejection there. First one, and then the second one. Definitely expelled plasma. Over to our D region absorption prediction center. I'm going to move this along so you don't have to wait. It's going to be the first of the 2 M flares. Let's see, not yet. But here, right over the U.S., and the second of the 2 M flares, right over the U.S. again. So we have the double bang bang. Lots of X-ray radiation out there, folks. I hope everyone's enjoying their Friday afternoon. So, Earth did pick up a lot of X-ray radiation from both those M flares. There's a very good chance that it will see some of the plasma associated with those flares. All right, so I guess we really get impacted just slightly here, just slightly. Now, ACE doesn't look a thing like this. Within the last few minutes is really when I say the impact occurred. You can see the temperature shoot up, solar winds are pushed ahead, plasma is pushed ahead, and this is going to be the event here, although that doesn't push us into solar weather plasma here. It's not pushed until just now, up to 17, 18, 19 centimeters cubed, and wind shot up to 570 kilometers per second, with temperature shooting way up as well. So that's the definite impact there. These are the winds being pushed ahead of the plasma that started hitting our satellite that's 1 million miles away. Takes about 40 minutes after you see this, which is about 30 minutes old, for it to get here, but we won't see. This might generate a G2 geomagnetic storm. This might be more powerful than we think. It still seems to be rising. This will be seen with our 4 p.m. Central KP index bar. So we'll know a lot more in just a few moments. Over to ACE, also 1,000,000 miles above Earth, right between Earth and the Sun at Lagrange point 1. And folks, it didn't match up here whatsoever. This is 1 centimeter cubed, and the solar winds did move up, but then I looked up and noticed that this chart is from yesterday. It's been turned off for some reason. So that explained to me, I had retaped this because I just noticed I was bitching about never seeing this run so far behind, and I tried to refresh it for you guys, and then I noticed that, well, it was the wrong date. And here we are with our planetary lineup, if you can call it one. We've got the moon behind Earth lined up with Mercury, the sun, well, in between, and then the biggest mass in our solar system, Jupiter, on the far side. So that could be causing a lot of geomagnetic activity and magnetics in our small solar system. With that said, folks, we are in a geomagnetic storm. It hasn't shown itself on the KP index yet, although I believe it will. It'll drop about 4:10, about 10 minutes after 4 o'clock. And, well, I'm sure it's going to be a G1, G2. And if anything crazy happens, I'll get right back with you. But it has hit the discovered satellite hard, I would say hard. It was up at 19 centimeters and rising. The temperature was extremely hot. The solar winds were almost up to 600 kilometers per second. So we will expect that next part of drop to be, well, at least red. God bless, folks. Please share, please subscribe, and make sure to give us a thumbs up. It's really important for these videos. And lots of love to all you guys. Happy 4th of July. We will be holding the Mount Rushmore fireworks and drone show and Trump's speech. And I believe that starts at 7:30. We'll probably start a little bit earlier. 7:30, and that'd be Central Time here in the U.S. God bless, folks. Hope to see you there.